validation, now I validate myself. Building inner strength, putting doubt up on the shelf. No more unnecessary drama, no more wasted time. Climbing higher constantly, making my own climb. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. My network is my net worth. Choose your company wise. Surround yourself with eagles, not with sheep in disguise. Every interaction is a reflection of my brand. Quality over quantity, that's my personal command. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. Whoa. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield. I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Making sure y'all can hear me. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Xander. Welcome to This and That, where we're talking about this, that, and everything in between. Massive delays today. There was a lot of stuff going on, and we're trying to gather a lot of information on this topic here. So we're going to be covering it. We're going to dive right into it real quick. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe when you come to the show. We're live 7 nights a week, and as you see, we don't let the sun rise without going live. So even when we're late, it's better to be late and show up than to not show up at all and only always air on time. So y'all can never see a day happen where we don't show up. I want you guys to strap in real quick because we're going to push this next hour into giving you guys all the information that you need to know what's going on with the Trump-Musk feud. Note that Wednesday, we have Sarah coming to the show. She's going to be giving us some dating advice. So anybody who's interested in asking questions to see what she's got to say, whether it's for relationships or how to pick up chicks, whatever the case may be, Wednesday is the day to do it. She's going to be here throughout the show answering all the questions from the fans in the comment section. Anybody that wants to dive onto the show, you can click the link in the comment section, approve the mic, approve the camera, and it'll bring you on in real time. Or if you would like to leave your comments in the comment section, you can do so as well. As you guys can see, we cater to Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you guys are in Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube, and you guys want to throw some comments down, it's an interactive podcast. So I do respond to your comments, even if I disagree with them. And as long as your comments are appropriate, you'll see those comments at the top of the screen here. So feel free to get involved in the discussion. Now, strap in, guys, because today we're going to be diving into one of the dramatic and consequential feuds of our era, because the unraveling relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk is something to talk about, apparently, for the past week. Now, this isn't just a story of two outside personalities clashing. It's a saga that has sent rippling effects through the world of business, technology, and American politics, with implications that will be felt for years to come. So let's rewind to 2016. Back then, Elon Musk wasn't exactly a Trump fan. In fact, he publicly supported Hillary Clinton and criticized Trump's character, calling him not the right guy for the presidency, and expressing the concerns about the direction of American democracy under his leadership. Musk's focus was on innovation and climate change, while Trump was promising to revive traditional industries and roll back regulations. But as Trump took office, the calculus began to shift. So Musk, ever the pragmatic individual, joined several of Trump's adversarial councils, including the Manufacturing Jobs Council. The move was controversial, but Musk argued that it was better to have a seat at the table to advocate for science and technology. So for a while, this uneasy alliance seemed to work. Trump praised Musk as one of our great brains, and Musk companies such as Tesla and SpaceX continued to grow, benefiting from government contracts and incentives. Now, the first major fissure came in 2017 when Trump pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accords, and Musk had a vocal advocacy for renewable energy and climate action. So this resigned from the Trump Council in the protest. This caused Elon Musk to basically just say, you know what, I quit. Now, he tweeted at that time that climate change is real and leaving Paris is not good for America or the world. Still, two individuals that maintained a working relationship. We have to understand that with Musk occasionally returning to the White House for meetings and consultations, manifested the ability for these guys to be able to still collude with one another in ventures that seem to be beneficial. Fast forwarding to 2024, the political landscape was shifting rapidly, and Trump, having survived an assassination attempt and riding the wave of populist support, was running for re-election, where Musk, now the world's richest man and owner of X, formerly known as Twitter, surprised many by endorsing Trump's campaign after the attack, calling for his rapid recovery and throwing his considerable influences behind the president. After Trump's re-election, the alliance reached its high point, where Trump brought Musk into his administration as co-lead of the Department of Government Efficiency and the Department of Government and Efficiency, which is called DOGE. And this is tasking him with slashing federal spending and streamlining bureaucracies. Now, Musk's approach was characteristically bold, where DOGE claimed 175 billion in spending cuts, sparking both praise and outrage. Democrats accused Musk of going too far, and protests erupted at Tesla dealerships nationwide, some turning violent and impacting Tesla stock prices. Musk's role in the administration was highly visible. He attended high-profile events with Trump, including a UFC fight and a Tesla showcase at the White House. Real quick, guys, I want to give a special shout out to my man Bayside. It's good to see you, Bayside. Man, I dipped in here real late today, but got to give him. So Bayside, one of the long-standing followers of the show, I'd love to give a special shout out to Bayside because he's definitely diligent about coming in here when we got those big man topics that we need to talk about. So take a moment and salute Bayside. I really appreciate Bayside. He said, it's okay, you're hard working. Yeah, I be crushing it, man. I was burning the candles at both ends today. I was like, oh, Jesus. And then when I finished getting everything wrapped up, I was like, I should have started the podcast like 45 minutes ago. And I had it set for 10:30, and then I'm looking at like it's 11:30. I need to go ahead and get in here. But I said I'm going live one way or another because I had prep for today's show, tomorrow's show, and we got Sarah here on Wednesday. Izzy, who was here last night, he's going to do a collab with me. I talked to him last night after the show. So it's one of these days coming soon. He and I are going to be on the show together. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to be related to some of our Thursday, Friday, Saturday relationship topics. So look forward to that. And don't forget to come in and say what's up to Sarah and throw down a couple questions if you got time. Oh, hey, I appreciate that, man. I try to do something different every now and again, try to see what it's like. But I also try to make sure that I stay consistent. So I might go back to the other look because I like the other look. The bookshelf behind me kind of gives more of a library kind of scenario, like a man of wisdom kind of scenario. So I think I might go back to that tomorrow. It's just a tiptoe into explorations because I'm not a big fan of green screens. So I don't really want to do like a green screen of like the White House in the background or anything like that. But that probably might be something I start looking into coming soon to see if I can add a little bit more life to the show. Moving on, though, Trump even joked about buying a Tesla, touting the company's achievements to the press. Now, I've heard some individuals saying that Trump has a Tesla and he's going to sell his Tesla because him and Elon are not on good terms anymore. Now, for a moment, it seemed like the partnership was unbreakable. And Bayside, tell me about your opinion of the fallout between Trump and Elon Musk. Switching it all up. Oh yeah, I gotta do something different every now and again. I gotta try something. I gotta try something different because I like to bring improvement. I don't like to stay the same. So every time I do, and then when I start traveling, y'all, I'm gonna have a different background every time because I'm gonna be like, look at me in Tibet. It's gonna be one of those things. Yeah, I heard a lot of stuff, and that's one of the reasons why instead of me stopping last week's show and doing a breaking news bulletin, not knowing what the hell was going on, I thought it was more effective for me to do my research first, and then after I finish grinding at the stone, I can tell you guys exactly what the issue is and what everybody is talking about. Bayside said, to be honest, I kind of saw it coming. One wants to end all the tax breaks. So one of them wants to get rid of all the tax breaks for electric vehicles. Oh, bro, when you seen how Trump was like, nope, we're going to pass a bill where you're not going to get tax breaks for the electric vehicles, where Musk is making all this money off of the tax breaks from the vehicles. I saw that like that was a slap in the face. He also said, and one is for the tax breaks because he's fully invested in it. Oh yes, exactly. And I was like, as soon as he said, oh, EV cars aren't getting any, and it wasn't that big of a tax break. It was like $7,500 that you get off on buying a brand new electric car. And the freaking Tesla Cybertruck is like $130,000. So that's not even covering the taxes on that vehicle. Now, if you bought you a Model X or something like that, that might cover the taxes on the vehicle. But it doesn't really, it's not like getting $7,500 down on a Honda Civic where that Honda Civic is like 20 grand. So when you take 7 grand off of it, you bring the price down by like a third. That's a huge difference. But when they start doing like $100 grand car, $200 grand car, like $7,000 is like giving me a $10 gift card because I bought me a Toyota. Like, you're not helping me any. But if you couple that with charge stations at your house, solar panels set up at your house, and you carry all that stuff onto your taxes, and then you use that tax deduction to offset profits that you're making, then yeah, that makes sense. But just like giving me a 2% discount on buying a car, like I don't need that, bro. If I'm gonna buy something, I'd go buy one of those Resvanis. That way I can get pulled over and not get killed because I don't have to roll down the window until they issue me the ticket. You know what I mean? You know, they decide to chase me and I don't want to be chased. We got some smoke screens and oil slicks and road spikes and 007 style, like we're getting away this time kind of thing. You know, it's a huge difference. You know, give me $7,000 off a Resvani, I'll be like, hell yeah. But the Cybertruck, the whole reason why Cybertruck was good was because it was bullet resistant to 9 millimeters. It had a 500-mile charge and it was autopilot. Those were the three things that made it worth getting. It looks like garbage. Outside of that, the model that they produced is not bullet resistant. Even the bullet resistant glass shatters to gunfire. And then you also have the metal bending and other such stuff that's going on where the prototype, the Founder series, is not living up to the advertisement. Special shout out to that's Kavos, K-Vocus. Special shout out to him. First time tonight from Twitch. So we got guys diving in from Twitch. Good to see you. I'm gonna throw something in there that way you know. Got y'all in here. Oh, Kovacs. Man, that sounds like a fax company. He's a Kovacs. And I didn't spell Twitch right. It's TWITCH. I went to college to spell, y'all. I don't know what happened just now. I can't even do it on autocorrect because I'm typing on a laptop in a weird way right now. But it's good to see you. Make sure that you hit that follow button from Twitch. And then when you have time, tiptoe over to this and that over on YouTube and hit that subscription button, because when we go live every night, it gives you a push notification to let you know that we went live. So whatever you got going on, just like Bayside, as soon as you get that notice that we went live, you can just slide over and watch us from Twitch, or you can watch us from Twitter, or if you want to watch us from YouTube. If you want to rewatch any episode that we have, like tomorrow, we're going to be talking about stocks and trading and stuff. So you'll see, I'll put in the comment section the stocks that we're going to buy, the share prices and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be on replay. So when you rewatch the show after the show went live, the comment section rolls live with the show. So you can pull the stocks off a day later, a week later, a month later, and see which stocks that we were trading off of and how much they were valued at back in the day and all that other stuff. So it's good to watch us from Twitch. Like and subscribe, follow us on Twitch and Twitter, but it's also keenly important for you to get old school information that you can use in a new way. Throw that down on YouTube as well. He said, Xander's going international. You right, bro. At some point, we're going to reach a point where we're all over the country, and then after that, we're going to end up all over the world. We're going to be doing stuff. I can't say that I'm going to travel every week like the WWE, but I know that we're going to be making moves in different areas. And you're like, oh, he's going to do a stock trade over in a different country. He's going to build his trust in different locations, stuff like that. LOL. I thought you were just making your own vocabulary words. I'm gonna call Twitter something else. Tweet ta. So the discord seemed to be sprouting between Musk and Trump, where Elon Musk's aggressive cost cutting drew fire from both sides of the aisle. More importantly, their ideologies are different on climate, technology, and the future of American industry. Never truly disappeared, since they did not agree at any point in time. They kind of just flowed together when it benefited both parties, but they did not stick with each other when it didn't benefit. And the breaking point was the big beautiful bill and the public feud that resulted from it, because the real reputation came in May of 2025, where Trump introduced a massive spending and tax bill central to his domestic agenda, Musk, who had grown increasingly critical of government spending and the national debt, publicly denounced the bill on Twitter X. So if you're watching on Twitter, you've seen him when he said that he not having that, calling the bill a disgusting abomination and shaming lawmakers who supported it. He even dug up old Trump tweets about the deficit, using Trump's own words against it. But let's not gloss over one of the most dramatic flashpoints in this feud, because Elon Musk's very public opposition to Trump's so-called big beautiful bill, if you've been following on X, then you'll know that he's been anything but subtle about his feelings. So what's the real thing behind the fury and resistance to the legislation? Well, first and foremost, Musk has sounded the alarm over the bill's impact on the federal deficit and national debt. Nonpartisan analysis estimate the bill would add at least $2.4 trillion to the deficit over the next decade, a number Musk has called fiscally insane, which is almost the same magnitude that Kamala Harris would have added to the deficit if she would have gave all the black people $1 million for being black and former slaves or relatives of slaves. But it would have definitely stimulated the economy, because the average individual would have wasted that $1 million the first year they would have got it. They would have spent that money before you could take it back, especially if you would have co-signed on it and said tax-free $1 million. Everybody would have bought a house and a Bentley. Can't afford the insurance, can't afford the repairs, but everybody would have had a house and a Bentley after that for $1 million. Everybody would have been riding a Bugatti. So, but now, Musk has gone as far as to doubt the debt slavery bill, warning that it would saddle future generations with unsustainability debt and undo much of the government efficiency work that he's spearheaded as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. I was sitting here talking on the show last week, Monday, when we were going over the Golden Dome. And we were talking about at that time how Donald Trump had accomplished $165 billion worth of funds. And then Donald Trump elected to spend $600 billion on defense. And I'm like, bro, he's spending almost 6 times more money than what Elon has recovered. So we're not even breaking even. And ultimately, the other like $450 million that wasn't recovered is going to come out of taxpayer money, because the government doesn't pay for itself yet. Instead of taking that, $200 billion and putting it into the sovereign wealth fund and investing it in stocks and bonds and stuff, and then spend the interest off of that on the defense bill, where the defense bill will be paying for itself from government funds. Instead, it's just like, well, we're just going to reallocate cash. And I was like, I don't know how that made sense. But somebody knows something about something that's got to do with missiles going up and then eventually coming down on the United States. And that's why they're putting all of this missile defense stuff all over the skies of the United States. Somebody knows something. Because nobody goes to a gun show and buy all the guns in a gun show unless you know there's a lot of guns coming soon. Truth or dare. That's just how it is. It can make sense. Now, here's where it gets personal, because Musk was brought into the administration specifically to cut government waste and streamline the spending. In his view, this bill does the exact opposite. So Elon said all the savings from DOGE would be wiped out in a single stroke if this passes. I don't know what he's talking about. The shit was wiped out when he said he was going to build the Golden Dome of America. The shit was wiped out when he said he was going to spend $200 billion on finishing building the wall through California. I mean, that shit is already gone. He's already pre-spent the money before Elon could deposit the check. It's already gone. Elon is trying to catch up to the trend right now. I don't know what he's talking about, but he does make a good point. For Elon, it's not just about dollars and cents. It's about keeping government accountability and efficiency, a mission he feels the bill betrays. So there's another layer, one that hits even closer to home for Elon and his companies. The bill rolled back nearly all federal incentives for the clean energy and electric vehicles, including that $7,500 tax credit that I was talking about, which helped make Tesla a household name. So now Elon Musk has warned that gutting these incentives doesn't just hurt Tesla, it threatens America's leadership in the global race for sustainable technology and energy independence. So he's argued that slashing support for EVs and renewables is a step backwards, both for business and for the planet. Some critics have accused Musk of fighting for his own bottom line, but Musk insists he concerns more for a broader scale because he calls out the bill for being pork-landed, backed with special interest giveaways and wasteful spending that, in his words, benefits a few at the expense of the many, which is not a utilitarian approach. So he uses his massive social media following to rally opposition, arguing Americans to contact Congress and kill the bill, and even warning lawmakers that he'll support primary challengers against those who vote for it. So to sum it up for everybody who's listening, Elon Musk is opposing the big beautiful bill and is about more than just business with his opposition. It's about fiscal responsibility, government efficiency, and the future of American innovation. And this is just the tip of something that is going to very well split the public and turn the once powerful alliance between Trump and Musk into one of the most talked about feuds in business and politics today. Now, you guys got to tell me what y'all think about this. Do y'all think that Elon Musk is right about opposing the bill? Is he protecting America's innovation or just his own interest in making sure that he keeps selling Tesla? Make sure that you guys jump into the chat and let me know your thoughts as well as we continue. We're going to be unpacking some high-stakes showdowns now. Check this out. Trump initially was silent and soon fired back because he accused Musk of personal vendettas, suggesting that Elon Musk was upset over proposed cuts to electric vehicle funding and threatened to serve government contracts with Musk. He's going to sever the government contracts with Elon Musk's company. And the feud exploded across social media with both men trading insults and accusations in real time. So Elon went so far as to promote calls for Trump's impeachment and hinted at shutting down a SpaceX program critical to NASA before later backtracking. So a lot of people were panicking because as soon as this stuff was going on, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to shut down the SpaceX program. And like a couple days later, it's like, nah, I was just mad about that. And that's why I told you, I was like, nah, let me dig deep and figure out exactly what's going on here. Now, the fallout was immediate and dramatic, but Musk resigned from his government post, and Trump resonated with the nomination of Musk's ally, Jared Isaac. So for NASA, this guy is for NASA administration. So their once productive collaboration has evolved into open warfare, with both men leveraging their vast platform to sway public's opinion. He said, I'm not sure if it's intentional, but the music's still on. Oh, snap. I forgot to hit that button, dog. I didn't know that because I don't have my headphones on, so I couldn't hear the music in the background. I'm glad you said something. See, highly interactive podcast. I greatly appreciate you tipping me off about it, because I had hit it and then I started sliding into the next thing and I completely forgot about that. Like, snap. Well, I'm live, so the show must go on. I'll be hitting stuff in different scenarios. It's a good jam though, but it does, if I got the volume at the wrong spot, it's hard for you to hear what I'm saying while you're listening to the music. So, I'm glad you was able to tell me to kick that back a little bit. He said, it's okay. Couldn't hear. Just couldn't hear you. No, I definitely want you guys to hear me. I definitely wanted you guys to hear me. I should have plugged this laptop in. This laptop looking at me like it ain't going to last that long. So Elon Musk accused Trump of ingratitude, claiming that Trump would not have won the 2024 election without his support, where Trump in turn labeled Elon Musk as crazy and another bull's artist. A far cry from the praise he once lavished on the tech platform that those guys were. Because remember, they had did the tech seminar with the Bitcoin and all the crypto stuff a couple months ago. He was singing his praise back then, and now they're treating each other like a divorced couple. Now the business ramifications were just as severe, where Tesla stock suffered amid protests and uncertainty about future government support. SpaceX faced questions about its ongoing contracts with NASA and the Department of Defense. Meanwhile, Trump threatens to cancel government deals with Elon Musk companies, and that sent shockwaves through the market. So a key battleground in this feud has been social media, where Trump, once the king of Twitter, has launched his own platform called Truth Social after being banned from Twitter X. Now, one of the things I thought was funny was that why your homeboy banned you off of his platform, I don't know why we homeboys and you ain't unban me. Like, I would have been like, bro, you gotta unban me. But Elon acquisition of X and his promise to campaign free speech put him in direct competition with Donald Trump's digital ambitions. So their online sparring became a spectacle, with each using their platforms to rally supporters and attack the other. So in one particular heated exchange, Elon claimed that Trump's presidency was only possible because of his Musk supporters on X, while Trump dismissed Elon as an opportunist who went after his White House position out of self-interest. So this feud is going to have a lot of implications for business and politics. And why does this feud matter? Beyond the drama, Trump and Elon conflict is a microcosm of larger trends reshaping America. Never before have we seen business leaders wield such direct influence over national policies. Elon tenure in the Trump administration blurred the lines between public and private powers, raising questions about the role of billionaires in government. The fallout from their split could make future presidents more cautious about bringing high-profile entrepreneurs into the fold, or embolden other business leaders to seek political power themselves. Elon's criticism of Trump's spending bill centered on concerns about the national debt and the direction of the technology investments. As the U.S. faced mounting challenges in AI, space exploration, and green energy, the rift between Elon and Trump could shape the next wave of tech policies. Will future administrations double down on traditional industries, or will they embrace Elon's vision of innovation and disruption? We're not sure. With Elon controlling X and Trump pushing Truth Social, the feud has become a proxy war for the future of online discourse and their competing visions, one for open dialogue and the other for a curated, loyal audience, will influence how Americans get their news, organize political, and engage in public debates. So what we're going to have here is Trump wants anybody who's willing to follow him to jump onto his platform. Elon says jump on his platform and say whatever you want. The difference between the two is which one are you? Are you the person that always agrees with Trump, or are you the person that says what you believe even if it doesn't in line with what Trump says? You do have to understand that determines which platform you're going to promote yourself on. If you guys are ever looking for the real-time news about what's going on, you should come to This and That, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between, because we cover just about everything under the sun. I did not get the information about that hostage situation with the riot that happened right around the same time that this feud was going on, but I'm going to be doing some research about that and cover that. If not next week, I'll cover it later this week. I just got to find a day to throw that down. Because we do have a pretty decent lineup over the next few days. But I'm definitely going to tell you guys about what went down with that and if that's got anything to do with this over here. But the public nature of these guys' feud has deepened existing divisions where Elon supporters see him as a champion of free speech and innovation, while Trump's supporters view him as a traitor who turned on the movement. So they're saying that Elon Musk betrayed the movement. And this polarization could have lasting effects on voters' behavior and corruption with corporate activism. So you're going to see a lot of people acting a fool coming soon, which is where the riots come in at, because you had a lot of people rioting in the streets. You had some government officials trapped inside of a building as a result. You had a large quantity of SWAT trying to push the crowd back to get the people out of the government building. So I want to see what that was about, and if that is a trickle-down effect from what happened with Elon and Trump, because if that turns out to be the case, we actually have a bigger story to cover than what we originally thought. Now, the feud has already impacted stock prices, government contracts, and investor confidence. So if Trump follows through on threats to cancel deals with Elon's companies, the ripple effect could be massive, not just for Tesla and SpaceX, but for the entire tech sector, where Elon's high-profile endorsement and subsequent withdrawal of support has sent a new precedent for how tech leaders engage with politics. So future candidates may seek out or shun endorsements from business titans, knowing how quickly alliances can shift. As of June of 2025, the Elon and Trump feud shows no sign of cooling off anytime soon, because they were talking about it all this week and all day today. Both men remain at the center of their respective empires, and Trump in the White House, Elon at the helm of Tesla and SpaceX and Twitter X. Their conflict will continue to shape debates over government spending, technology, and innovation, and the future of American democracy. So looking ahead, the business world is watching closely. So what we're curious about is, will Elon's companies face new regulatory hurdles or lose out on federal contracts altogether? And will Donald Trump's administration pivot away from supporting green technology, or will economic realities force a reconciliation where these guys just stop bitching at one another and just come back together and start pushing for the same goals? Maybe Trump recognized that he did something he shouldn't have done and start addressing things in a different light, or Elon decides that, he can find a way to save some money somewhere else or make money somewhere else to offset the money that's about to be spent. Either way, in politics, the feud could influence the 2026 midterm. That's this time next year, and the next presidential race, as both men mobilize their vast followings. Because I do recall that 2 years into the election, there is the opportunity for somebody else to run. And in a digital realm, the competition between X and Truth Social will definitely intensify, with implications for how information spreads and how political movements organize. Now, since I am not a big fan of either one of those guys, not because I have beef with either one of those guys, but because they're billionaires and they don't directly impact me, they indirectly impact me with their financial decisions and their political decisions. So I would come from a non-biased perspective as to what I see and what I observe and how that would impact the average American individual. People that are looking for a fuel-efficient vehicle and looking for a affordable vehicle is going to have a lot more trouble with finding one that does both, when electric vehicles are $20,000 to $30,000 more than gas-powered vehicles, and the cost of fuel is slowly creeping upward. So the last time I did this evaluation, you would have to own an electric vehicle without it being totaled out for about 20 to 25 years before you turn a profit on that vehicle. Because the cost, the money that you save on gas and the money that you save on maintenance of those vehicles over the course of 15 to 20 years would have the vehicle pay for itself, essentially. The money that you spend on a gas powered car and the money that you spend on maintenance would, over the course of 20 to 25 years, be equivalent to the same price of owning an electric car, a Tesla. Now, the difference that I observed with that is, though, with the tax break and stuff to that effect, that it might be a better buy in the future when the electric cars start costing the same price as the gas powered cars. But the problem that I had was that in Florida, we had this experience when we had that flood, that all of the electric cars that caught on fire because of the salt water caused all of the insurance companies to drop all the electric cars. So depending on what city and state you're in and whether or not you're in a flood zone, you might not be able to insure that vehicle. So now it's less of a concern as to whether or not Trump backs SpaceX or EVs. It's more of a concern of whether or not the insurance company will back it. Because if I can't cover the insurance on the vehicle and I'm driving in a state that doesn't allow me to have no insurance, I can't drive that vehicle. So that's a concern that I have to decide. When I decide to buy an electric car, I have to first contact the insurance company that's going to insure that car to make sure that they're going to provide me with insurance coverage. Then I have to find out how much that coverage is going to be before I purchase the car, because if the insurance on the car is going to be $1,000 a month, I don't want it. And if that's the cost of getting an electric car, then I have to switch myself back to a gas powered car. Because with used Teslas being $50,000 and brand new Camrys and brand new Civics and brand new Nissan Maximums being under $20,000, I could buy 3 brand new Camrys. I could buy 3 Lexuses. I could buy 3 Civic. I could buy 2 or 3 Cadillacs for the price of 1 Tesla. And each one of them cars will last me 15, 20 years if I don't crash it. But each one of those cars I can insure. A Tesla, it really depends on where you're at and what insurance provider you're talking to. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of implications and there's going to be a lot of back and forth between the billionaires. But my concern is what decisions that they make that directly impact us. A lot like when the tariffs cost us to spend an extra $3,000 to $10,000 per car to buy a new car in 2025. So if you want a brand new car, your best bet is to buy a 2023 because it's going to be $15,000 cheaper. And a certified pre-owned vehicle would probably give you a 10-year warranty on it with a 125,000 mile warranty on it, instead of getting that 3 to 5 year 60,000 mile warranty on it for an extra 15, 20 grand. So, you know, stuff like that, that's what I pay attention to. Like, if these guys get along, they'll make up eventually. They're billionaires. What I said before on the show, and it applies to these guys right here, right now. Billionaires can be enemies until it's time to make money. They can fight until it's time to make money. As soon as one of these men tap the other man on the shoulder and say, hey, remember TikTok? It's $1 trillion involved in that. They talking. Guess what happened? They friends again. Because they're billionaires. When $1 trillion hit the table, they're like, you know what? I don't even remember what we were mad at. But we just made $1 trillion. We split $1 trillion. We each one of us got half a trillion. You feel me? That type of behavior is going to cause them to squash the beef. Broke folks, they will sacrifice success to maintain a feud. I don't want to do business with, I don't want to succeed with you because I don't want to admit the fact that I could have succeeded with you. So I'm gonna keep my beef with you and maintain the demoralization of you by failing with you instead of succeeding with you, because I don't want to do nothing with you. I don't want to do crabs in a bucket kind of situation. And I keep telling y'all, look, now, y'all can't do that. If you see success, even if you see success with your worst enemy, you watch your worst enemy, but you succeed with your worst enemy before you fail with your best friend. Because your worst enemy can only do what you allow him to do. Your best friend got all the trust in the world for you to turn your back on him, and they can stab you directly in the back. And then you'd be saying, oh, I didn't think that they had it in them. But see, your worst enemy, you know what they're capable of. So you know how to handle that, which means you can navigate a good business deal and watch your enemy at the same time. And if both of y'all making money, does it really matter that you don't like that guy? Because I don't think so. Most of us go to work every day with 2 to 4 people on the clock that we hate, a boss that we despise. But we show up for work and get the damn job done, collect our paycheck and go home. Why? Because it's about making money. It's not about making friends. And this is the same thing. The Trump-Musk saga is more than a personal dispute. It's a reflection of the changing dynamic of the powers in America. And as business and politics becomes even more intertwined, the actions of a few individuals can have outsized impacts on millions. So the fallout from this feud will shape not just the fortune of 2 men, but the direction of the nation. So as we watch this story continue to unfold, remember that the next chapter in this Trump-Musk saga might just change the way America does business with America and politics for the next generation. I want you guys to tell me what y'all think about this. Is this feud good or bad for the country? How should business leaders and politicians work together or stay apart? I want to make sure that you guys share your thoughts and stay tuned for more deep dives into the story shaping our world as we know it, because whatever they finish doing over the next 3 to 4 years, that's what we're going to be dealing with for the next 10 to 15. That's the bulk of what I got for you guys for the day, but I'm definitely going to be doing a follow-up on it next week, Monday, because I want to get more insight and information on all of the stuff that's going on around these guys' feud and the decisions that they're making, and give you guys a non-biased look into the outcome as it affects the average American citizen, because I could care less what happens between 2 billionaires, but I do care about what happens to the other 365 million of us. So with that being said, make sure that you guys take the time to like and subscribe. If you have the opportunity to join a membership, make sure that you do that. And beyond that, note that you're going to be here tomorrow night. We're going to be closer on time. You should see us start right around 10:30 Central Standard Time, which is 11:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, because we're going to be talking about different ways to invest and what's the difference between the investment platforms. And if I find some stocks and shares and stuff that we can talk about along the way, I'm going to be throwing those in at the back end of the show. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for coming to this and that. Before I walk out, though, I want to say, ladies, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm going to keep asking you ladies to make it make sense. So ladies, please make it make sense. Fellas, we're 75% male-driven podcast from the male's perspective. So I greatly appreciate you guys for showing love every day that y'all come through. I want to thank you guys for coming to this and that one more time. My name is Xander, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. Any comments in the comment section as the show rolls out will end up on the top screen. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Higher ground. Used to chase validation, now I validate my That's my personal command.